25th of September 1936. We are nearing the end of the year, well, the last quarter really, and things have gone wild in Belgium. The third son of the Kaiser had been appointed as King of Belgium, and the Belgians had run a revolution and decided that they no longer wanted to be part of the Reichspakt. And then we said, okay, you can be independent, and your offer of holding back the French is appealing to us. At which point they said, that's awesome, give us Luxembourg. At which point we then diplomatically and carefully, very carefully, raised the middle finger on our respective hands and told them that they can put that where the sun doesn't shine. And with that sort of attitude, we are not going to be having a treaty. So things are probably about to go down in Belgium. And my troops are somewhat under-equipped because my production is, well, as you can see, I have a minus 83% factory efficiency, or factory output, so there's not an awful lot going on. But in return, we do actually have an option to purchase some equipment, which may actually be maybe a better use of my factories, because I'm not going to be producing anything at the moment anyway. So there are a couple of Bulgarian rifles that we can purchase. So I would like to have those. How many do you want? One delivery, 2 factories. You can have that. Because my factories are not doing anything at the moment. Anyway, there you go. Anything else we can purchase? Any more rifles? Not the basic infantry equipment. Support equipment we might be able to use. So get me all of the... you can have three factories. Purchase that. And we can have, this is all basic infantry equipment. This is all basic infantry equipment, unfortunately. So yeah, I am very short on rifles, but we'll get there eventually. But it might help a little bit. So we do some purchases here. And then we will see what's going to happen next, because we have 20 days here, 17 days until the Ruhrkampf heats up again. We've got 23 days until we should be getting control over Ireland, technically. And we have 37 days to deal with the economy, and we are currently working on debt restructuring, which is important. And honestly, in retrospect, I think I will take, I've got allocated 5 factories. We are constructing a bit here, but when our output is so minimal that it's not going to make a massive difference. So I might actually be purchasing the rest of the rifles that are currently on offer, because can I get all of them? Yeah, get me that in one delivery, please. Send. And there's some more support equipment that we can buy. Send that. More rifles. Yes, give me all the rifles. Send. More rifles. I'd rather have old rifles than no rifles. It's basically what I'm saying here. And we might need a bit of artillery, actually, because we're currently 15 short. So let us purchase 15 pieces of artillery. There we go. Okay, hopefully that helps a little bit. And yep, everybody is happy with that. And the Congress of Arles. With the recent independence of Belgium from their former German masters, the inevitable question that arose from this was simple. What next? The two nations sent representatives to the tiny Ardennes city of Arles in German Luxembourg, near the border with southern Wallonia, and there the future path of Belgium in Europe was decided. Though the Germans proposed formally recognizing Belgian independence if Brussels were to return to the Reichspakt, Belgium was not convinced. Whether or not the negotiators' demands that the Reich also hand over Belgian Luxembourg was intended as a slight, negotiations at Arles quickly broke down and the Germans withdrew. For now at least, Belgium is on its own. Yes, Belgium for now is on its own, and we'll see what they do about it. But you people are most certainly not safe anymore, because if things go down, I will not forget that. I will very much not forget that. So we lost an ally, but honestly, I don't think we could trust these people anyway. Moving on, where are we? 36 days, 19 days, 16 days, that can tick over, and that's still 22 days away. Okay. And talking of Luxembourg, the strikes in Luxembourg, which has already been very vulnerable to syndicalist agitation and mobilization, have made rounds in the small state's Chamber of Deputies. Located near France, on the frontier before the syndicalist bloc, and highly industrialized, with powerful unions and local socialist organizations, it has been highly anxious of a possible socialist revolt since 1920. Prime Minister Joseph Bech, representing the Luxembourger Party of the Right, has proposed a new law to curtail the growth of socialism in Luxembourg, the Law for the Defense of the Social and Political Order. Opponents of the law, however, have taken to calling it the Muzzle Law or Maulkurfgesetz. It would give the government the power to dissolve any other organization believed to be threatening the constitution. As a result, it has been highly criticized by socialists and the Luxembourger SPD, who claim that Bech intends to use this law to ban all opposition to the government and orchestrate the creation of an authoritarian regime, with the Ruhrkampf as a mere excuse. The worrying growth of authoritarian elements within the Party of the Right, influenced by the authoritarian anti-socialist turn in the rest of Germany, certainly gives these claims credence. Let us watch and see how this develops. Yeah, so the basic problem is, how do you combine civil liberties in times of agitation and political influencing? It's going to be an interesting one, but regardless, so we'll see what they do. I mean, for now, it's local politics. Elections in Serbia, and it looks like another authoritarian right-wing government has taken power here. This is starting to increasingly look like left-wing socialists, syndicalists versus authoritarian right-wing governments. So we will see how that goes. Obviously, Germany sort of is an authoritarian state with the Kaiser at the helm, but we'll see how this all ends up. And some good news for a change. The DKAEB, that was something African. This was the Ethiopian railroads, and the whole thing. Our intervention seems to have worked. We get 15 political power, and Ethiopia is friendly to us, which I am in favor of. So that's a good thing, especially that we are bordering on Middle Africa, where we don't have to deal with that at least. The Ruhrkampf is going to tick up in 3 days, but the parties are going to be running their convincing activities again. So I will do the same thing I've been doing previously. I'll be blocking the SPD completely. So LVP, which one was it? LVP, Minority, and Centrum Left. So LVP, Minority Bloc, Centrum Left. And I'm going to block Centrum Right as well. And then these guys can't do anything. And they can still try to convince the single seat of the agrarian parties to join. But honestly, I couldn't care less. 23 days until we have to deal with the economic situation. 3 days until the Ruhrkampf ticks up. And we can actually kick Belgium off the Legation Cities Council. What would that give us? More influence, maybe? That might not be a bad thing. 25 political power, though. Do I care? Belgium has now escaped from our sphere, and they are no longer useful to have as a member of the Legation Council. We should ask the Council to remove them. And yeah, you know what? Screw you, Belgium. We'll kick you off the Council. There we go. You have nothing to say, and these troops on your border, they're stationed there for a reason. Okay, things are heating up in Luxembourg. Joseph Bech calls referendum. The Chamber of Deputies of Luxembourg passed the infamous Maulkurve-Gesetz with a majority vote. However, this was not the end of the story. Enormous protests took to the streets in the small western state, demanding Bech's resignation and the revocation of the anti-democratic muzzle law. Criticism on the national level was equally fierce. Numerous parties, including the SPD, LVP, and even the progressive elements of Zentrum, lodged their criticism, especially after neither the Luxembourger government nor the major steel producers have even considered negotiation with the strikers. Frustrated with the opposition, Bech chose to put an end to this rhetoric once and for all by announcing a referendum on the Maulkurve-Gesetz. Believing that he represents the silent majority outside the main working-class towns, he expects to win the referendum with a large margin and legitimize his authoritarian law. You see, that's the thing with democracy. If you actually ask the people, that is not a bad thing. And this gives us 5% base stability, which we massively need. And social conservatism is losing influence, which, given that we are currently in coalition with, is probably not a good thing. But yeah, so the left is up in arms, and he's like, you know what? I'll ask the people. Let's see if they want it. Democracy is for the people to decide. Poof. And we've got 8 days until the Irish situation ticks over, 2 days until the Ruhrkampf ticks up, and that's going to happen in 5, and I'm still 22 days away from the next episode of Black Monday. And another fascinating decision. See, this is the problem when you have an empire. You have outlying edges of said empire, and outlying edges always cause trouble. A lot of Germans are living in Costa Rica, and they are, given the instability in the US right now, and I haven't looked at that actually in a while. What's going on in the US? They're friendly with us so far, and their stability doesn't look good though. They are suffering from the Great Depression, and they have a major political crisis happening. Yeah, they're still market liberals for now, but you don't know what's going to happen in the US. So we did sort of make friends with the US a while back. And where was it? Prittwitz Plan, yes. So the Prittwitz Plan should be helping us. I still probably need to do the German-American Self-Defense Association as well. So if we can get the Americans on our side. Now, apparently, sending a garrison to Costa Rica pisses off the Americans. And I'm not sure why. Because honestly, what machinations do you have towards Costa Rica? Now, Costa Rica would like to, just make sure that we are protecting that. Whilst this has short-term implications on our relations with the USA, we're sure that they will understand that we are acting for the greater good. Not so sure about that. When things go down over there, stuff will be remembered. So honestly, I care about Costa Rica, but I care more about the Americans. I can either send 100 bits of infantry equipment, which I don't have, by the way. So right now we are very short on infantry equipment. Or I can just do that and tell the Americans that, you know what, no. Costa Rica friendly with us, it would give us, in case the situation in the Americas goes sideways and the Americans turn out unfriendly to us, it would give us a possibility to close down the Panama Canal, potentially, relatively easily, because we are nearby. I honestly don't think a small garrison of German troops in Costa Rica is going to do anything. And I'm sending the detachment honestly, America, if that is what ticks you over, then you would not have been a reliable partner in the first place. There we go. Somebody find 100 guns somewhere, because I don't think... Maybe in the basement there's still a couple left. 4 days until that ticks over. 1 day until the Ruhrkampf ticks over. And 3 weeks until we have to deal with the economic crisis. Okay, so Romania has joined the Belgrade Pact. To contain the growing power of Austria and Bulgaria, Romania has acceded to the Belgrade Pact. Austria and Bulgaria watch with fear as the powder keg grows close to exploding once again. Okay, I'm not quite certain what's going on, but so Serbia is part of the Belgrade Pact. Serbia has turned somewhat authoritarian, and these guys have now joined, which puts Bulgaria and Austria-Hungary sort of in an interesting position, because these two can now close off the connection here relatively easily to Bulgaria, and I do understand that Bulgaria is scared. Bulgaria is currently not in any faction, so I'm curious to see where that's going to lead. But yeah, things are definitely heating up in here. We'll see where that goes. Meanwhile, we have ticked over the Ruhrkampf, and we are 2 days away from the latest attempts of getting rid of von Schleicher. And we are 19 days away from the economic game that we have to play. So let's see that tick over and see if they're actually managing. Okay. Due to a shared hatred for Bulgaria's growing power, Greece has decided to enter the Belgrade Pact with Serbia to take down Bulgaria once and for all. This could very well shake the power balance within the Balkans. Okay, so they're ganging up. So right now, these three are ganging up to take down Bulgaria. Do I care about Bulgaria? Not sure I do. I mean, we're sort of trading in equipment, but that's about it, really. I don't have any other... I don't really have any other trouble with them. So the Belgrade Pact people are trying to take down Bulgaria. Well... It's sort of our backyard, but for now, and it looks like the civil war in the Ukraine is spreading, to be honest, because look at these on these DMZs here. Yeah. Well, it's not an awful lot I can do about this right now, because I'm too busy in all other corners of the world. How did things in China develop, by the way? They are just busy with their civil war for now, so at least nothing that I'm involved in actively. I'm not sure if we kicked the Belgians off the legation cities yet, but we will see. Sheesh, many things happening. Ruhrkampf is at 40, so next tick it'll get back to 50, which is where I kind of want it to be. Say what now? The legation cities refuses to remove Belgium. It seems that the legation council has refused to even consider the idea of removing Belgium from the council, completely dismissing our references to obvious Belgian instability as petty complaints unworthy of their time. Okay. Now that I dislike. Excuse me? What's our influence in the legation cities? I think it's not that high, actually. 17%. So the rest of them think like, you know what, no, Belgium's fine. They try to pull a fast one on Germany and retake Luxembourg, but that's fine. They're unreliable and treacherous, but that's fine. We'll keep them on the council. I will remember that. Foundation of the Belgrade Pact. Serbia, Romania and Greece, the 3 Balkan members of the Entente, all with revanchist views of their own, have recently gathered to a common table of negotiations and have announced the beginning of the Belgrade Pact. While this pact puts a lot of focus on cultural discussion and preserving Balkan identities, it's called Balkanized for a reason. It is also a military alliance between the participants, seemingly directed at the country, separating them and holding their ancestral lands. Oh yeah, if somebody starts talking about ancestral lands, you know they're about to throw down. This new development is a big thorn in Bulgarian domination of the Balkans, but only the incoming reaction of the other central powers can determine whether it will yield any fruit. Yeah, let's hope they're not starting another world war. Things don't always go our way, but sometimes they do. In 3 days, I think we should have, if I get this right, we should have more influence points than the British, because we only need 15. And that means Ireland should be on our side. So that's at least one thing. And the Azerbaijan has joined, Belgium has left, these guys are cooking up, and we might have fun in Middle America, in Central America, so we'll see how that goes. But I am curious, have they? Yes, they have joined. So congratulations, Schwarz-Weiß-Rot, you now have 107 seats. So now who are they targeting? Wait, they just target one now? Well, I can completely block them then, because I have four options to block them. Okay, so that just went fun. Before I'm gonna end the episode, have a look at the economic situation. So we have a liquidity crisis right now. We need 4,500 stagnation investment and 4 to 50 stability. Do we have anything? What happened here? Okay, okay, something is looking a little weird. The Reichsbank analysis is not a reform. Wait, what? The Reichsbank analysis used to be something that switches the crisis type. Why is the Reichsbank analysis now a reform card? No. It's a recovery card. Okay, this might be a bug, because okay, this looks a little weird. So we do have the Arbeitsdienst Public Works, which almost gets me there, honestly. I can't quite read this, hang on. Actually, that completely gets me there. So that would be 3%. 3%. This is even just the liquidity crash. Okay, something's a bit weird. This I don't need. I could promote the Tarnow Badeplan, but I don't know what it does. Or is this? Yeah, I'm uncertain if that's something that's doing something. Okay, I might have to reload the game just to see if that fixes the display bugs here. But I'm not quite certain what to do about this. Hang on a minute, I'll just reload it. Okay, unfortunately that has not improved the situation. So this seems somewhat broken. Not exactly sure. Not exactly sure what these do. So regardless, I might have to try and look up what this recovery card is doing. Hang on. Promote Tarnow Badeplan. We might be able to see that from the focus. So that would have been this one. VAS Public Works, Arbeitsdienst Public Works. No, that's the Arbeitsdienst Public Works card. And no, it's not actually. This is price depression, Papiermarkt inflation. I'm not sure where that card came from. That hasn't always been there. So something's a bit weird here. But regardless, what I can do, however, is I can play the Arbeitsdienst Public Works, which for some reason has massively higher values than I remember it. For 3%, that should solve my whole problem, right? This is relief, this is recovery. There's no reform card. So, yeah, I have no idea what this does, unfortunately. Maybe this is the text that was meant for the other one, and it's now replaced the Reichsbank. Something like that might have happened there. Anyway, let's try this. I've just saved the game, so it's fine. I can reload if this is bugged. This should give me 6,000 stability and 4,500 investment. Is that actually enough? No, I need to be above, no? So I need to play another one. Okay, so this gives me 4,500 investment. This is expensive. I can always play the capital controls, and that should put me over. So let's see if this works. Yeah, so this gives me 6,000 stability, and that... this, I don't know what it does, unfortunately. This is a... hang on, this is really difficult to see. 2% for 600. This one shouldn't do that, and this is a 1% for capital controls. Which should work. Liquidity crisis, money crisis. Yeah, this should be enough. So we can spend one more, take it over, and we're done. Okay. Yeah, no idea what's going on here. Slightly bugged. I might have to do some Googling to see if that's work. But anyway, I think that's been enough fun for today. We had the formation of a new alliance in the Balkans with the goal of taking down Bulgaria. Belgium has caused us more troubles than they're worth, honestly, and we may have pissed off the Americans. But honestly, if they got pissed off by 100 Germans showing up in Costa Rica, then they would not be reliable anyway. And we've not managed to kick the Belgians out, which miffs me. But we are 2 days away from taking control of Ireland by the looks of it, which is a good thing, because that gives us, depending on how the Americans turn out, that should give us a position to control the North Atlantic, which might be important at some point. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.